Sassycats, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather, and today's Friday, so you know what that means. Another new video. So last week's episode, or I guess video, I don't know why I said episode. Last week's video was me unboxing Strawberry. And a lot of you guys suggested that I do like a look through of the entire book. Now it is 200 pages, so this will be a very long video. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it like teacher style, like, okay, here's our book and here's the pages. And I'll just like read it to you like a teacher because, I don't know. So I guess without further ado, to make this video as short as possible, we're going to look through Strawberry by Superfruit. So, let's get started, shall we? So the opening cover, those are arms. And it says, text by Superfruit, photography by Ben Vogel. And it's very cute and aesthetic. Okay, so the first two pages, it starts with Mitch and then it goes to Scott. And they're like in these veils. So there's Mitch. And there's Scott. Okay, so now they have like these series of pictures. So it's Mitch's hand making a 1, and then a very nice picture of Scott. And I noticed that he has like the little scratch right there on his shoulder, and I'm like, oh no. So there's that. I'm like awkwardly standing up, like up on my knees for this. So there's that page. Here's the second one. Very lovely. It's an amazing book. So, and then we have Scott giving us a serious face because yes. I don't really know how long to hold the pages open for, but I guess you can always pause the video. Because I don't want this video to be really super duper long. Because I think that'd be annoying. So. Here we have a smiley boy. With a 4. There's obviously got to be 5 pictures. Because there's only 5 fingers. So. I love this picture of him. He's so adorable. And the 5th picture. Looking very thoughtful. There's that. And then we get little stories from each of them. First I'm going to show you the pages, and then I'm going to read to you what they say. So there's that. And again, I'm not going to be holding these up for very long because we don't want the video to be like an hour long. So just if you want to look at something, pause the video. Okay. So first we're going to read Mitch's page. Mitch is a presence. His spirit. His voice, his personality. He is far from short. In fact, Mitch is taller than most at 5'10". But he's petite, gentle, fragile. His voice is otherworldly, magical. His spirit is beyond compare. He commands every last ounce of attention without ever demanding any of it. He wouldn't want it that way. You'd give it to him anyway. Oh god, it's so cute. To know Mitch is to understand vulnerability. Jesus, I can't English today for some reason, but you get it. Okay. Humility, insecurity. There's no sign that Mitch knows the extent of his talent, his majesty, as a singer, as a performer, as an all-around force of nature. Mitch will dodge your compliment with a sigh or a shy smirk. He won't ever engage you in conversation about himself. He would rather talk about anything else. Anyone else. His observational skills are sublime. He's an explorer, constantly evolving, consistently radiating light. He'll happen upon a song, or a photo, or a piece of art, and he'll casually confess, "I love that so much," before moving on. Mitch has participated in the sales of millions of albums sold worldwide. More than 1 billion video views, multiple Grammy Awards, and still, Mitch isn't sure that the screams are partially for him, even though they always are, even when they're his exclusively. And that makes me so sad, because it's like when people are literally going, "Yes, Mitch!" He's like, "No, that's not me. That you've got it all wrong." It's like, no. Like, stop, you're perfect. So, that was Mitch's side of this page. Now we're gonna go on to Scott's. Clear his throat. Scott is a presence. His height, his voice, his personality. At 6'3", he stands above almost everyone around him. And yet his height is dwarfed by his voice. His voice is dwarfed by his personality, and his personality by his ambition, his determination, and his desire. To know Scott is to understand what it means to live and breathe and crave art. He loves to talk about his dreams, his ideas, his passions. He isn't afraid to confess his weaknesses, and yet there's very little about Scott that projects as weak, not as a singer, nor as a performer, nor as an all-around force of nature. Scott will tell you about his vision board. He isn't ashamed to admit that he's always wanted to be a musician, and specifically a superstar. Beyonce. He'll talk about his failed attempts at reality show success. He'll show you his awkward album art from his childhood releases. He'll happen upon a broadcast of a Dallas area sporting event and both casually and proudly remind you, "I sang the national anthem there," before moving on. Scott has participated in the sales of millions of albums sold worldwide, more than 1 billion video views, multiple Grammy Awards, and still, Scott's search for excellence is relentless, inspired. So there's Scott. And then we move on to the 5 pictures of Mitch, which they are amazing. So we've got Scott's hand now, and a beautiful picture of our lovely Mitch. He looks like he's screaming, but it's adorable. And again, I'm going to go through this fast, because we don't want a very long video. So feel free to pause anytime. There's number 2, by the way. And I'm going to try to keep my hands out of the shots, just so you can get good screenshots or whatever. Number 3. Looks worried in that one. And yes, I'm wearing my pentatonic sweatshirt. Number 4. And number 5. So, then after that, we have a little series of these, and they're the same every other one. So, we have, that's my hand. We have that one, and then the one next to it, and then it just repeats itself. So I'll hold this up for a good screenshot. And that's what the whole page looks like. And then we have this with a little story on the side, which I'll read you guys. So, it says, Scott and Mitch grew up in Arlington, Texas, and met performing community theater Annie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Mitch was Mike TV. Scott was obsessed. Throughout the next decade, a relationship developed. A consistently musical relationship. A temporarily romantic relationship. An undeniably and eternally intimate and beautiful and complimentary and incomparable relationship. That is a mouthful of words. Holy crap. Bert and Ernie, Simon and Garfunkel, Thelma and Louise, Scott and Mitch. There's that. It's kind of hard to read. But so there's that. And then we have this lovely, really long message from Mike Grassi, which I'm going to attempt to read. But I think it's so sweet. So there's that. So it says, sorry, I have allergies. Like many friendships, Mitch and Scott's has been through its ups and downs. They share an openness and honesty that's rare in today's world. I believe that they each care deeply about each other and would come to each other's rescue and have. Sometimes I think they're telepathically connected. Here are two people who are seeing to it that they have fun together. This is so weird. Fun together and enjoy every single day. A bond that was forged when they were both very young. Two people who are supremely dedicated to their gift, music. They are modern day Hall and Oates, Simon and Garfunkel, but also Martin and Lewis. When Mitch and Scott are together, everyone else feels better. Everyone else can't help but have fun. Okay, hold on. Wait, can't help but have fun. If you didn't know better, you'd think they were a happily married couple. Mike Grassi. First of all, oh my gosh. Second of all, I had trouble reading it because it goes into the spine and like I can't. It's like cut off, and so it was a little bit difficult to read. But like, I'm literate. I can read. Like, it's okay. I'm not stupid. Okay, so 2005, or I just read it backwards because I'm looking. Wake up. Okay, listen. I'm looking into the camera and it's backwards, and I read that as a 5 for some reason. Oh, I read this as a 5. That's a 2. Also, I didn't get very good sleep last night, so that explains a lot. Anyway, 2002 through 2003. So this is when they were, like, first meeting. Okay, so we got this with 2 little stories. Okay, so the story, 2002. We met in a community theater production of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when we were 10 years old. We also played homeless people and butlers in Annie. Ha. It's absolutely breathtaking how talented Mitch is in all areas of entertainment. It just truly comes very, very naturally to him. And I am in awe even after 15 years of knowing him. I remember seeing him perform a monologue as Mike TV in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when I was 10 years old and thinking to myself, he should be famous. Mitch jokingly says to me a lot, "Thank God I'm a good singer because I'm good at nothing else." I know he's joking, but sometimes I get the feeling he actually believes that, and it destroys me. He is easily one of the most loyal, honest, handsome, beautiful, unique, hilarious, and talented people I've ever met. Truly special. Scott. That, I need a friend like that. I have friends like that, but oh my god, that's the sweetest thing. Okay, then this is Mitch's message to Scott. Growing up alongside Scott, there was never any question in my head that he would grow up to be successful and well-liked. I had, along with everyone around him, quietly assumed he was destined for great things. Mitch. That is beautiful. Like, they are so in love. So this is the next page. It's just a repetitive picture thing again of Scott and Mitch looking amazing. And then the next page is also pictures. Gonna get back up. There's Scott's side, and this is Mitch's side. Okay, and then more pictures. This is, I mean, there's a lot of pictures, obviously. It's a picture book, so there's that. And this, I love this. And I love how they do like themes, and they each do one, and it's so cute. Look at that little smirk. Yes, I love that. We have this. And then we have a message from Ben Bram. I've worked with them for over 5 years, and it still amazes me how they are able to hang out 24/7 without getting on each other's nerves. Their friendship is incredibly rare and special. Skomish is truly a wonder to behold. Ben Bram. So this is 2006 through 2007. There's the page. This has stories. I just kicked the bed. Ow! Okay. Here's that. Now I'm going to read the stories. Okay. 2006. Mitchie and I had one class together, choir, and it was my favorite part of the day. We stood in the back of choir class and would belt our vulgar alternate lyrics to the songs. Everyone around us was visibly annoyed, but we were too busy crying of laughter to care. 2007. I went to high school, and Mitch was still in junior high. We drifted apart. And then Mitch says, we can have a complete conversation through eye contact, facial expressions, and inside jokes. Did I just say facial? I probably did. Facial expressions and inside jokes. And that is adorable. I can do that with my sister. And pictures now. So, I don't remember if this is all the same one. Yeah, it's all the same one. So this is what the whole page looks like. And then zoom in. Our beautiful Mitch. And here he is wearing a giant belt buckle. Well, it's like a wrestler belt. That's huge. Wait, did I skip a page? No, I didn't. Okay. And here we are with our lovely Scott. Here he is holding a bunny. I love this. I love this picture right here. Such a handsome boy. Oh, and everybody has probably seen a variation of some sort of this picture. And then we've got lovely Mitchie. And I love this picture too. Even though Scott's face isn't showing, like, it's still so cute. Here we are with Scott doing his signature peace sign. And then we have a little Mitchie in the corner and a big old Scott right here. He looks like he's from a magazine cover on this one. It's cute. And then we have a little excerpt from Angela, one of their friends. I like that you guys make everyone feel comfortable with your humor, even if they don't understand a joke. You two reminded us that it's cool to make fun of yourself. You're humble in your success, and that never goes out of style. Angela. And now here we are, 2009 and 2010. I think this is, yep, okay, this is the one that had everybody shook. This was the one that's already all over the internet, that almost everybody knows about when they dated. Okay. 2009. I started developing a huge crush on Mitch and wanted to be around him all the time. He and I started eye-chatting every day after school. Finally, one day after school in his room, I somehow found the bravery to kiss him, and it was one of the most exciting moments in my life up to that point. For 2 weeks, we secretly hooked up in my Ford '05 Mustang and had intense emotional conversations, one of them being me asking Mitch to be my boyfriend. He said yes. Mitch dumped me pretty shortly after, and sensitive 17-year-old Scott was pretty hurt. Looking back, I'm not sure our friendship could have survived if we had dove into a serious relationship so young. Now I'm ironically thankful that it happened and very glad that we are just friends. First half of 2010, we didn't speak. Scott. And then this is Mitch's story. When Scott came out to me by a way of iChat message, I was thrilled because I truly felt like someone was confiding in me. Scott's anxiety pre-kiss made me equally as nervous. I had to make the move, which isn't in my nature. I directed Scott, and a couple other boys later, to the parking lot of an open park near my house. We made out for a couple of hours. I think I knew from the beginning I had no intention of being in a relationship with him, but I knew I wanted him around in a different context. Mitch. And this, I think maybe this is by far my favorite picture. He's kissing his chest. It's adorable. And there we have Mitchie. And both Scott and Mitch in this one. Excuse the heavy breathing, by the way. I can't breathe because my allergies are really bad. I need to get medicine. Okay. We've also seen this picture, I think, before. Maybe even this one. I don't remember. I don't know what to say, so I'm just kind of... Here's a really big picture of Scott, and then another story, which I'll read. A life lesson. Losing someone over miscommunication is the biggest mistake you could ever make. Mitch and I communicate very honestly and address every emotion we feel towards each other, good and bad. By talking out every issue instantly, resentment doesn't have time to build, and I think that's why we have lasted so long. I can't really think of many friends that I have that type of relationship with. Scott. And then Mitch says, it's important to be incredibly candid with people you care about. That's something Scott and I live by, and without a doubt, our friendship is the strongest one I've ever had. Mitch. And then they have another friendship thing. They have all these, all their friends say something about them, and it's amazing. I love it. Their friendship is a friendship that reminds you about the deepest level that we are truly capable of connecting on. It's heartwarming and inspiring, and we must cherish it when we find it. A profoundly in tune, intense kismet, past lives, soul connection that no words can truly encompass. Lindsay Blaufarb. These are so hard to read because they're all jumbled up, but I love it. It's so cute. If any of you guys can read that, good luck. But now we're moving on to 2010 through 2011. 24 minutes. Okay, we're halfway through the book, so we should be done real soon. Okay, so this one has more stories. Okay. second half of 2010. We became friends again and started singing a lot together. I remember us being on a bus and sharing headphones. We would harmonize to every song that came on. Our favorite was Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger by Daft Punk. We also entered a radio contest with our friend Kirsty, where we did a cover of Telephone. August 2010 through April 2011. I went off to college and we grew pretty distant again. May 2011. I called Mitch and asked if he wanted to try out for the sing-off with me. June through November 2011. We participated on and won a reality show called The Sing-Off. While we were on the show, we hooked up one time, and it stopped halfway through because something felt super off about it. Scott. And then Mitch says, in our friendship, we have had 2 dark spells where we didn't speak for months. During our time filming The Sing-Off, Scott and I roomed together. Being the sex-driven, post-pubescent young men that we were, we attempted a casual hookup. For some reason, though, our chemistry had gone from high school sweethearts to almost siblings. We both felt it and stopped after a couple of minutes. I still kind of shook them anyway because after the La La Land medley, I'm shook. I'm still shook, and it's been so long. Okay, back to pictures. So, we actually saw a video with this going on, if you guys remember. Here we have a blue Scott and a little Mitch right here in the dark. And then we have a blue Mitch and a little dark Scott. We have this. Oh, my watch just went off. And Scott with some legs. And then Kaleidoscope Scott with Mitch holding a crystal. And then the same thing but switched. There's Mitch and then there's Scott. And then we've got Mitch with some shoes. And then Scott with his silver shoes with blue stars on them. And then this from Rosie. I think Scott and Mitch work so well together because while they're opposites in a lot of ways, one thing they have in common is their endless creativity. They both constantly have ideas, and they both have the work ethic to realize those ideas. When we hang out, we gossip and laugh forever, but I think my favorite thing we do is talk about our plans and our projects because while I know a lot of people with dreams, I don't know many who make them happen as well as Scott and Mitch do. Rosie. And now we go on 2012 through 2013. I love the strawberries. So, I think we've also seen this picture a few times, but I don't know. But this has stories as well. So obviously you can tell this side is Scott and then this side is Mitch, always. So, 2012. Even though the band was starting to gain momentum, Mitch was dating/living with a guy and we weren't as close as usual, yet definitely on good terms. We moved in together, March 2013, sorry. We moved in together and quickly became extremely close. Definitely the closest we've ever been. I've never felt more on the same page with anyone as much as I do with Mitch. August 2013. We started Superfruit. Mitch and I are proof you can be best friends after a relationship ends. I think certain people just work together. There's something about our states of mind that is wonderfully complementary. We're different, but also very similar. I've always found it hard to invest energy in people who I don't genuinely click with. Luckily, Scott is the opposite. My mind is at ease when he's around because I know he understands my needs and I understand his. Mitch. And then this, and it's a little story. The conception of Superfruit occurred in an IHOP on the corner of Wilshire and Hauser in West Hollywood. We were both discussing our solo ambitions over massive cheese-drenched omelets and realized we had fairly similar goals in mind. Plus, we've always worked best as a team, so why not combine forces to create a super group, Superfruit? The name was chosen that day too. It came from the name of our anonymous rap duo project, which fortunately never came to fruition. Rap duo. Oh, this is a great picture. It's upside down, but it's fantastic. And we have Mitch hiding behind a blanket. And Scott. And I have no idea who this is, but you can definitely see a hand, but it's just like a blanket. I think it might... I don't know who it is, but there's somebody in there. You can see the arm and you can see the hand, but you can't see a face. At least I can't find one, and I've had this book for over a week, and I still have no idea where the face is. Then we have a series of Scott. And then we've all seen some of these pictures of Mitch, which I love these pictures so much. And then we have this beauty. And then another story from Candace. Mitch and Scott. Let me describe their friendship. Generous, trustworthy, kind, honest, compassionate, understanding, patient, and above all, unconditional love. Rarely in a lifetime can one be lucky to find a friendship or a partner with just a few of these qualities, but they genuinely have it all. I believe they have been best friends not just in this lifetime, but in past lives, and I have no doubt that their love is so strong that it will last for lifetimes to come. Cosmic Queens, Candace. And here we are in present day, 2014 through 2017, which is today. So we have this and another story. So, 2014 to 2017. Pentatonics blew up, signed to RCA, won 3 Grammys, sold millions of albums. Superfruit gained 2 million subscribers on YouTube, traveled all over the world, was hammered half the time, tearful heart-to-hearts, laughing more than I ever had. Mitch and I were the only band members that insisted on rooming together, even though we could easily afford separate rooms at this point. Scott. We've experienced winning a Grammy together. We've toured France, Japan, Italy, Spain, Australia, Germany, Austria, the Czech Republic, and Switzerland together. We've sold millions of records together. We've experienced having a #1 album on Billboard together. We've created over 100 video blogs together. We've been in a major motion picture together. We've dated each other, and we've hated each other. Mitch. It breaks my heart to know that they hated each other at one point. It's like, no. Okay. Here we have these lovely side views. Oh, I love these pictures. You have to hold the book sideways, but here's our queen. And then I almost did it backwards. Hold on. And here's our other queen. I can't. Okay. Oh my! We have a shirtless Mitch. I love shirtless Mitch. 35 minutes. How long? I mean, I'm sure all you guys are freaking out anyway because this is an amazing book. But, like, this is probably the longest video I've ever made. Another shirtless Mitch. Oh my gosh, it's so scandalous. I like this picture too. I love all this, but I have a couple favorites, you know? Can we just appreciate Mitch in this picture? Yes, okay. So this one has another story, but can we just, yes. Okay. So, back to the story. New slang. We speak in a weird specific language when we use words ironically, or where we use words ironically so much that they have become part of our normal vocabulary. We find a comfort in using these words because it's kind of our unspoken way of communicating that we're in a good place. If I said, let's leave at 8 p.m. and he responds, cool, I freak out. If he responds, work, then I feel at peace. Haha. Now, I don't know who said that, but, because it doesn't say, but I think that's so cute. And this is also very cute right here. I love it. Yeah. We have these. And then these iconic pictures. And we've seen this picture. And then there's and then Mario makes an appearance. Oh, I almost lost it. So, Mario says, as cheesy as it sounds, Scott and Mitch are totally #friendship goals. I've never seen friends that have each other's backs more so than these two. They keep each other grounded, and they let each other dream, and I honestly think that's what has brought them both so much success in their relationships with other people and in their career. I hope everyone on planet Earth can find the Scott to their Mitch and the Mitch to their Scott. Mario. Last couple pages, you guys. Here we have these queens. Holy crap, we're pushing 40 minutes. Okay, another little story. It says, Scott and Mitch are professional singers, musicians, personalities. They are trendsetters and tastemakers. They are creators, comedians, writers, producers. They are artists in every way it means to be an artist. Always inspired, inspiring, dedicated, and yet sometimes exhausted, occasionally damaged, less occasionally broken. There are long flights, there's sickness, anxiety, depression. A workday once lasted 8 hours. Now it lasts 8 weeks. It now spans 35 cities in multiple countries, on multiple continents. Families, friends, lovers, they are all far away. Not always just one flight, hardly ever just one day. Birthdays are missed. Thanksgivings and Christmases are compromised. Relationships are compromised. destroyed. Relatives pass away. Friends give birth. Life goes on. Work goes on. And another story. Scott and Mitch are award-winning singers and composers. They are platinum-selling, globally recognized recording artists. They write songs that they perform in front of many thousands of fans, friends, family. They create content in purposeful and impressive quantity and quality. It doesn't only entertain, it motivates, it inspires. There is laughter on long flights. There's empathy through sickness, a calming counterpart through anxiety, consultation and hope through depression. There was once the notion that work was what you did between sleep and fun, and now work is the thing you share with your best friend. And a workday no longer lasts 8 hours. Sometimes it lasts 8 weeks and spans 35 cities, occasionally in multiple countries on multiple continents. Families, friends, lovers, they are all far away, but no one is ever closer than your best friend. Never more than one hotel room away, one bunk on the tour bus, one armrest on the airplane. Birthdays are never spent alone. Relationships end and they are mourned together. Relatives pass away and you cry on your best friend's shoulder. You share photos of your friends' children, new nieces and nephews, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, weddings. You are homesick together, and together you will always feel at home. Special thanks and some pictures. And I think one last story. Yeah. By Mary Catherine. Mitch and Scott are each other's lifeblood. Set up and punchline. Melody and response. Their creativity and wit are linked, and while the rest of us will never quite get their inside jokes as completely as they do, that's probably healthy. It would be irritating if it weren't so endearing. Wow. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not dumb. They're mashed up, you know. And the final page. Strawberry. The end. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Enjoyed my craziness and reading, and yeah. So that was for the people who couldn't afford to buy the book. So, you're welcome. I spent 43 minutes explaining doing the entire book, so yeah. So if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at HeatherSassyCat. I'll put the link below. And enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you guys enjoyed this because, yeah, it's a pretty great book. So, I'm gonna go now. I love you guys so much. Stay beautiful.